reading of the Gospel of Yānun on the Sacred Feminine, the Lotus of Life. This is part 3. Papyrus number 23. There are many depictions of winged goddesses in the Tğᴇ ancient world, many shown with wings. In ancient Egypt, you had Nefertiti, who was the Nefertiti, overseer of the sky, a depiction of Lilith from the 2nd millennium BC, which is the oldest known representation of Lilith, the first wife of Adam, Sağemtat, and an ancient Nefertiti, overseer, Nubian. Nefertiti period reigned from 743 to 712 BC, Sudan, Nubia. For you see, Nubians, when you understand binary symbols, you will note that mental is 0 and physical is 1, as used as the cells or atoms of the computer. That being said, male equals 0 and female equals 1. 0 is one who always wants to analyze. He is so analytical. 1 is one who sees things as they are. She is accepting of things as they are. So the male sees natural nature and sets out to paint or draw it on canvas or paper to take things apart to see how they work. And the female looks at natural nature and accepts its natural beauty as is. Zazaz, man, sees the sharp instrument and it becomes a weapon. Zazaz Tat, woman, sees the same sharp instrument and she uses it to prepare a meal. So to transform this world out of the hands of the male mind and back into the world of the female mind, we activated the idea of the computer, which the male will call a new great invention of his, when in fact it was us who activated the idea. For you see, the computer uses images to develop ideas. You don't or no longer have to destroy to build. It deals with images. So with that, the right side of the brain, which is of the female, is being redeveloped. Women, after its birth, are taking over this world. Man used it to do what with our idea? Make an atomic bomb? Force open Szīʻe, vortex, disrupting the fabric of Waqut, time, Bara, space, and Madad, material. So we advanced it and its technology to bring it into the home and then into the Yadad, hand. For males had most women in the home as a housewife. Now, from the Khalun home with a computer, she becomes a part of the World Wide Web and connects to other thinking women the world over. As men play wars and political powers, women are coming back to Saham power and will rule again. The man will return back to its original state to protect the females, to build the shelters, to respect the natural rules of nature as it is. For you see, you have mass noids, males, femnoids, females, and bathanoids, both genders. That is how natural nature balances out in all things, such as blue, green, yellow. Green is batha. It is an equal amount of both to become the color green. A flat, A major, A sharp is the complete tone. Cold, warm, hot. That is the natural rule of Fadar, nature. Feminine, neuter, masculine. This world must now know that both masculine and neuter genders grew out of the feminine. As other holds the key to world Chabat, peace, and Aᴜᴅ, divine love, she accepts things for what they are, should be, and used for. This is how the right side of the Damagh brain works. The computer was created for Zazastatu, women, to rise up again and change the world. And you see that taking place from 2000 AD onward. More and more Zazastatu, women, are coming into power, wealth, and leadership. Most are the brains behind the men. His secretary is the one who really does all the brain work in the male's office. She builds, he destroys. The first person to nourish the Kharad children is the other. The first person to teach the child is the other. She is goddess, who birthed God. Ayesh, male, and Asha, female. Never ever the other way around. Sadly today, many women have given over their natural salat, rule, to men. Sadly today, many Ashahu females have become a sex object for Ayeshu male. Sadly today, many mothers and others have become the house slave to Moldadu fathers. So we put the computer in her Yadad hand, and now she is beginning a new beginning, and in time, the world will once again be a matriarchal one. Otherhood. M equals 1000% or mega. And those who brought in patriarchal ideas of male dominance, such as God is a he, woman was made from a male's rib bone, the sons of God, angels, all males, the Son of God, Jesus, a male, even Satan to them, a male ruler of evil. Yet, things that serve males, he will affectionately call she. She is a car, gun, or a boat. This was all in the Aqal mind of the Tğᴇsᴜ in their 6,000-year rule or dominion by their books, the Bible and Quran. Before them, it was matriarchal, not patriarchal as you see today. Males and war, killing, weapons, drugs, beer, alcohol, strip clubs, gangs, religion, and male mind. It's all in the brain, and those above are found in the part of the brain called reptilian, a part of the human brain. The Dabat, beast, you allow in your DNA by mixing with reptilians who mix their DNA with Adamites. Now, natural nature is at work healing this Mikwak planet of unnatural nature, man-made laws of destruction, splitting the atom to explode in bombs, splitting the cells or atom in exploration into other DNA, both forms of destruction, and must come to an end. Nuwapians, why do you think we call it Mother Nature? She is to mother over us, 1000% mega deity. So, for those who ask, why does not our Salafu ancestors help us? We have. We saw what the world wars of Ayeshu males were doing, and so I was born in 1945 AD. And just before my birth, we in Ka'ah spirit, or Achech Shakal, etheric form, activated the idea of upgrading an ancient tool, now called the computer, to cell phones, to the iPad, all which uses 0 equals males and 1 equals females, and their blood flow, their cells, inside where we can use touch to reach from your very fingertips to your damag, brain, the right and left sides, the front and back, as well as the center brain. Now, the damag, brain, will be opened up, of course, by men, yet the outcome will be in favor of Zazaztatu, women, once they see how we designed it. They took nuclear energy, given for good use, and men turned it into nuclear weapons, nuclear fusion. The same with nuclear physics. They build nuclear reactors they can't control, or bring about nuclear winters, killing our creatures. That is the Aqal mind of man. So now, little by little, Zazaztatu women are becoming aware of their true Saham power. Women will take over and restore all things to their natural state of being and remove the devil and his devilishment over the past 6,000 years. This is what my Yanun's gospel is given for all you to see. Yes, we are helping in our own way and time as not to disrupt natural nature's rules and workings. My beloved Nuwapians, let us use our Ashuk, divine love of one another and other. For our Ashuk comes from Panataru, Salafu Nunnun, the overseers, our own ancestors. Every one of you who has Aᴜᴅ divine love has been born of them and knows who you really are. Whoever of you does not have Aᴜᴅ divine love does not know who they really are, because our Salafu ancestors are Aᴜᴅ divine love. This is how they show you they're near and watching over you. They sent me, Pānabab Yanun, into this Tapal world, that you might learn and live through them. This is Aᴜᴅ divine love. Not that you love others more than your own, yet that in loving your own Salafu can love you. So, Munwapu, Nuwapians, since Panataru, the overseers, so loves you, you are to love one another. The divine power is in love, and there is no greater love than mother for her harad, children, or of Mother Nature for you, her sun-heated gene children, who birthed you with protection in your Yahasat genes in so many ways. If you only study the Nagaru, negroid body inside out, outside in, from your melanin to your plasma and your damam, blood. Healing and tasyun, protection, is none other like you on this mikwak planet. You are natural nature's choice of tatmum, perfection of all humanoids. That is divine love. I, Pānabab Yanun, appeal to you Nuwapians in this, my gospel for you who are truly in Wu Nuwap as your way of life, in the blessed Vrenan name of our own Salafu ancestors, of Sa'ah, Wu Sabat, Sirius and Orion, that all of you agree with one another, so that there may be Aᴜᴅ divine love, and no tafruk division amongst you, so that there may be all in love, and that you all may be perfectly all in all. That is perfectly united in mind, body, spirit, and soul, so your etheric being comes forth in your 9 ether, creative forces, and one in thought, Aᴜᴅ divine love. So never degrade our Zazastatu, women, to a Khatat body, an object of only pleasure, only a sex object, like a piece of merchandise which you buy, use them, pass on, just disregard her, if any, and your own Khaladu, children? Her Sayem divine and holy wings are broken. Her noble rights are taken. Don't you see we all come by way of the Vanastasu, feminine? Your own creator is a mother, out of who you come. This abuse of Vanastasu feminine is not and never was in our own natural nature as Nagaru, Negroid. The Adamite race will even abuse natural nature's rule on birth. They will transplant a uterus and allow males to become pregnant. This abuse of Vanastasu feminine is in our Yahasat genes by way of the rape of our race. He, the evil, who have no respect for their own Femi-6 women, not even their own mother they call mom. Remember, Nuwapian men, women are the Natar Tat, overseer feminine, and predate males or masculine. Archaeologists trace fossils back thousands of years back to the feminine's gene called mitochondrial DNA, the gene proven to be transferred from mother to the daughter, never from the father to the Harad child. She is our hall of records, our holy grail, our bloodline of masculine. Many confuse this mitochondrial DNA with the mitochondrion of each cell, which is the Yahas gene that produces nearly all of the energy to keep the cell alive, or the powerhouse of the cell. The mitochondrial DNA is actually contained within the mitochondria of each cell. And as for X and Y chromosome, scientists now know the male or Y chromosome in the sperm, semen, has 2.8% less genetic material than the X chromosome in the same sperm specimen. They actually sifted sperm, and it produces samples in which 85% of the cell had X chromosome. In fact, the X chromosome is 5 times larger than the Y chromosome, which means the feminine existed for generations without masculine. Females existed before, and she created males. To create the Y chromosomes out of an X chromosome, you lose one of your stems, and the X chromosome becomes a Y chromosome. So in fact, the Y chromosome is a defective X chromosome, which is why masculine has the same components on his khatat, body, that the feminine does. For example, masculine have breasts and nipples. However, masculine don't breastfeed. Masculine is a genetic defect of the feminine. She is complete, as the number Tasu, 9, is the highest, or ladad, birth, in 9 months. And this is how they proved mother was before father, or females before males, feminine before masculine. They studied 197 pregnant feminines, or women, and they donated their offspring's placenta. The placenta is the easiest way to get large samples of body tissue. The biologists selected feminines from around the Tğᴇ world and all the races. After the babies were born, the placentas were gathered and frozen. These tissues were then ground in a souped-up warring blender, spun in a centrifuge, mixed with the cell-breaking detergent, dyed fluorescent, and spun in a centrifuge again. The result was a clear liquid containing pure DNA. This was the DNA in the nucleus of the baby's cell, referred to actual facts, number 109, Tğᴇ. The word mitochondria is from mitos, wrapped thread, and chondrion is diminutive of chondros, grain, granule. The feminine is deity. She grows each being masculine in her khatat, body, her raham, womb. Somun wapu, without a masculine, she, feminine, can and did bring about a child. This all takes place within the Bartholin gland of the feminine, which is located on either side of her vaginal orifice, that secretes a lubricating mucus and are equivalent to the bulbourethral gland in the masculine, which is located below the prostate, and it discharges a component of seminal fluid into the urethra. The prostate secretes a thin milky fluid with a characteristic odor. This fluid constitutes the greater part of the manam, semen, that is deposited in the feminine's vagina, and that contains spermatozoa. So in actual fact, a feminine is capable of reproducing seminal fluids on her own internally, without the help of the masculine, matar, sperm. Yet, not the other way around, being that masculine has no womb to carry and execute the process. Grandmother, mother, daughter, sister, wife, and so on are all a sleeping deity who gave up her powers to masculine, who are destroying the whole world, starting with the destruction of the minds. Now masculine disrespects, mistreats his own creator, the feminine, and she even abuses herself by becoming a sex object, a worker, not a thinker, a baby maker, house cleaner, food cooker, slave to her own creation. Masculine have sanctioned owning whatever you, dayur, desire from feminine, as if they are hoanu animals, pets, even keeping them prisoners in the dwellings while the masculine runs the streets day and shadow hours, seeking new, younger flesh to abuse. Feminine is just to be there whenever and wherever masculine desires, sexual relations or pleasures. This is the height of injustice and immorality. How is this right, or the right way to treat our deity, our maker, our fashioner, our creator, who grew us inside and of herself, carried us 9 months, 9 mother? You have accepted others' religions, of patriarchal abuse of matriarchal beings, male abuse of females. As Adamites received from their own makers, the Anunnaki, the Kamahu Pleiadians. They are not of our own in any way at all. There should be always respect, the utmost respect for feminine. And as for you, masculine of Ibrahim, who was really Ibrahim's religion of Mosesism, Jesusism, and Mohammedism, and your subgroups, why have you made feminine an object of moment, of pleasure, or to fulfill your lusts? Wanting her even when she doesn't want you, buying her with your wealth, deceiving her with your false promises. Take them, use them, abuse them. Why and how can you do these things to your maker? How have you forgotten your own mother and you abuse other feminine? She is the same as your own Mudatat, mother, Sawaltat, daughter, or Shakaktat, sister. Consequently, you deceive no one except yourself, even without being conscious of what you're doing, blinded by blind faith in Safahat, books designed to abuse the feminine. This, my gospel, says respect your makers, all feminine, for you come from her, you are her, and all feminine are from the first, so all are your other, altars, daughters, and your own women are of the Sayem Vanas Tasu, divine feminine. We as a nation, a tribe, are nothing if we don't exalt our others, the feminine. This is our way as Sabaeans, the united Nuwaubian nation, people of this planet. We are matriarchal and live matriarchy. Why do we as Nuwaubians respect our women, the feminine? Because she is our other, goddess, Ashtat, Isis, of Sabat, Sirius star system. By her, we know we exist. By that I mean, if to none other than you, know you are alive. You are really wherever you are, and are who you want to be by nature. By her, you are Hakak, real. That is the Hakakal Hakak, actual fact of this matter. And where did you come from? The matter of your other. She shaped you in her Raham, womb. That is natural nature. It all started when a feminine became pregnant with a masculine. Your mother became a person with a host, you, and shared herself, her reality with another being, you. The guest being a new chromosome, a Y, because your mother had her own XX, yet no Y. That came from your father, a masculine XY chromosome, now inside of her, and you as XY, a masculine, has become a part of her. To form, shape, fashion, this is real. Natural nature's rule reality. Your father, the masculine, can now only look on. He does not share the hakakayat, reality of another being formed. This is what feminine has to endure for 9 months alone. She, feminine, is Namun, growing life. She can feel you as it, or you grow 9 nature until birth, or parting, or its own separating from her. Then you, XY, or if a daughter, XX, separates from XX and becomes a living person. For the first time at the moment of Tafruk, separation or birth, physical creation, she is God, a goddess. She Tamuda, created. Shakula, shaped. Kayufa, formed. And Sawura, fashioned. Sanua, molded, a human being in her Shabah, image, and after her likeness. Her mates, Shahbahnus, likeness, who were both masculine and feminine, XY and XX, for 9 nature, or 9 kabutat, months of pregnancy, the real giver of physical life and form. She is why, in our native culture, we respect. That is, take a second look at the Vanastassu, feminine, and we respect them. Yet, what is sad is that so many of our own women have abused their bodies, passing from boyfriend to men and having sex with so many, or the intake of so many masculine body fluids, such as sperm, semen, that their inner body has many hosts, or they gave up their virginity at a young age, much too young, or they have children or a child at a much too young age, or having children by more than one masculine. All these acts affect her Vanastassu, or Sayem Vanastassu, divine feminine. This does not mean once she becomes Mwapu, we disrespect her. In fact, we respect the fact that she did all those acts, or any of them, before she knew her divine feminine as a goddess. Yet, protect the youth from Najus performing these same mistakes with their Sayem Hadat, divine bodies. In our culture, there are different rules for those getting in marriage. The sacred secret in feminine is she holds the secret of sexual pleasures. And what is pleasure? And how do you know what it really is? It is a pleased feeling, delight, satisfaction, to be satisfied. And what is satisfaction? It is not to satisfy. It is from the Latin tongue of the Romans word satis, enough, satisfied, fulfilled, the needs or desires. It is not the act or actions, yet it is the completion. Satisfaction, to be satisfied, had enough, fulfilled. This is the feminine's best kept Kadash secret. Most of their lives they live unsatisfied by the masculine in their life. Why? Because masculine for the most part does not take the wakut time out to study the feminine sexual pleasure center, or her eros zone, from the Greek eros, love, her erotic or arousing sexual system. The fact that her pleasure zone ends after 3 inches in her raham, womb, no deeper. Her sexual sensory nerves end in her womb after 3 inches. There is no feelings at all outside of her raham, womb. And her clitoris, the small, sensitive, erectile organ of the vulva, sits on the outside of her womb. The vulva is Latin for womb, the external genital organs of the feminine. The secret is what is called the G-spot, her main pleasure spot, and she will reveal this Kadash secret to the masculine for the asking. My beloved Nuwapians of Wunawap, Jews of my eye, Panabab Yanun's eye, you must know the secrets of your divine being as Mother Goddess.